Hello, it's me, Janette. How are you? Hope you've been well. In today's video, I'm creating this is part one, two-part videos of a rainbow colored themed inspired pocket letter. Now, this layout is different than anything I've ever done before because all of the embellishments, the ephemera that I'm going to be using is going to be glued on the outside of the trading card insert. And I'm going to mostly be using this watercolor garden pop-up box card kit, which I believe is from Papercraft Essentials 170. I will check that for you, but unfortunately this kit is now sold out in the UK. I believe you might be able to find it on eBay. If you're in the States, I would recommend that you check Michael's, Joann's, or Barnes & Noble. While I was at Practical, I was able to design the pop-up box card that you see here on the packaging, and also the other two cards on the right hand side. So I was like one of the first people to have a play with this pop-up box card kit when it came out, which was really fun. And here is what the card looks like. So you get the acetate, you get the template, you get all these gorgeous ephemeras, die cuts, and papers to create this pop-up box, which is really easy. I know maybe it looks a little intimidating, but it's really fun, just a fun template. And if you want to find tutorials for this or the template, you'll just look up pop-up box card and you'll definitely find that on Pinterest or somewhere. They're very popular because they collapse, they mail flat, these type of cards, and you can add all sorts of gorgeous things just popping out of the box. So so I'm going to be using the gorgeous watercolor florals for the layout that I'm going to be working on. So let's get started. Now, since I'm gluing everything to the front of my insert, I want to make sure that I can still fold this in thirds to potentially send to a pal. So I want to make sure that when I'm gluing anything down, I'm not going to glue anything on the crease of the trading card insert. And I'm just going to start laying out my flowers, my die cuts, my ephemera in a rainbow kind of pattern, color pattern. And also, if the die cuts look different than the ones that I showed you, all I did was I fussy cut the white border around the die cuts. I'm also going to be using just different ephemera for my stash. I pretty much pulled everything like pink and peach that I could possibly find, and I'm starting with that color. So I'm starting off with like pinks and then moving on to like oranges and yellows. I'm skipping green because there's a lot of green throughout the, like on the flower die cuts and whatnot. And then moving on to blues and purples at the bottom. And I'm just laying this out roughly kind of how I want. Right now, I am definitely putting things on top of the crease of my trading card insert, but later on, I'm going to make sure that nothing is blocking me being able to fold that into thirds, as you will see. Now, for my adhesive, I used to, a frequently asked question with POCKETMAIL, because it is very common for people to glue things on the front of the insert. Everyone always wonders what kind of adhesive to use. So I recommend a glue gun. That'll work. You'll be able to glue pretty much anything on the front of your insert with a glue gun, hot glue. You can also use red liner tape, which is a double-sided adhesive that's very strong. And also, what was the last one? Yeah, just any like foam tape is going to work. You want to make sure you have a good quality foam tape, of course, because sometimes you buy that stuff on Amazon and it's just like an absolute nightmare. I bought this one roll. Still remember that roll that I bought on Amazon, and it was just the worst foam tape in the world. And it really does make a difference to have. You wouldn't think it, but it does make a difference to have some good adhesive. I was really inspired to do a rainbow themed kind of layout. I was inspired by Paige Taylor Evans, and if you haven't seen her blog or you've never heard of this amazing designer and crafter woman, super scrapbook woman, definitely check out her blog, her website, sorry, it's pagetayloresevans.com. She does some gorgeous mini albums. She has like a silhouette. She designs for has silhouette designs. She does like bookbinding. She's amazing at scrapbooking. Like they're all her creations are works of art. So I was really inspired by just the colors that she uses. And it's always so like bright and cheerful, everything that she makes. And I don't know, she seems like a really lovely person. So I was really inspired by her work, and I'm like, this is easy. I think I can it's never going to look as good as hers, but I can definitely do some kind of rainbow themed project of some sort. And so it was really easy because all I did was I searched through my stash and I pulled everything that I had in pinks, and then I moved on to everything that I had in orange, and then yellows, and then greens and blues, and so on. So it's something that was really easy to do, and it's very orderly, which is weird. Maybe it doesn't look orderly to you, but it was just kind of like an orderly project. Like, okay, step one, I'm going to look through all my die cuts and my ephemera, any page flags that I might have in my stash, find all the colors, and just go in order of the colors of the rainbow. It was really easy to do. And I think the hardest part really is just gluing everything down. And this was such a fun project. I was really inspired by this, and I even made a journaling layout during my Saturday morning live broadcast, which I will have linked for you below. And I also did like a follow-up video on that. So I'm really into this kind of it just appeals to me, the order of it and how easy it can come together. Now I'm going to start gluing things down, and for some reason I decided that gluing from the bottom would be the best, and I'm using a combination of some really thick like foam dots and also something called Gloobers, which is just like clear double-sided sticky tape of some sort. It was really easy and really helpful. I could trim the Gloobers down. I think it's called Gloobers. I hope it is. Otherwise it's just a fun word. There should be a glue out there called Gloobers. Anyway, so I'm just gonna use those two adhesives as well as some Cosmic Shimmer Dries clear glue, which I didn't think was gonna work on the acetate, on the trading card insert, but it did. It worked out fairly well. And also, as I'm gluing things down, I'm gonna be very mindful again of the creases in the trading card insert to make sure that I can still fold this up and put that in a business size envelope to mail to a pen pal. Now, of course, you can mail your layouts flat in a larger, like 8x10 kind of envelope, A4 sized envelope. That's completely fine. And like I mentioned, this is part one of this tutorial. I still haven't decided, as of this recording, I still haven't decided what to do with the rest of my layout. If you have any ideas, I would love to hear from you. I'm thinking maybe I might go for some vellum, like just filling the pockets with pieces of vellum, or adding a bunch of sequins, creating like a shaker pockets throughout. I might just leave it as is. I'm not sure yet. There's so many options. So if you have any ideas, definitely throw them my way. Now, since I'm working with a lot of color, I would love to know your favorite colors. I love learning about you. Is your favorite color also your favorite color to craft with? Is it also your favorite color to wear? Maybe you have a different color that you gravitate to when you're crafting, or maybe, you stick to black, like you just love black and that's all you wear. But then you might craft with like hot pink. I would love to know, love hearing from you. Thank you so much. Now, something funny that I discovered as I was doing this project and pulling things from my stash in, the different colors of the rainbow, I don't have a lot of purple. And if I, purple things, and if I didn't have those watercolor flower die cuts at the bottom in purple, I would have really struggled to find like many things in purple in my stash. So if you also find yourself in this situation as you're pulling, things from your stash and you're like, I don't have a lot of yellow, or I don't have a lot of orange. Also, I didn't have a lot of orange. What I recommend is just getting a piece of white cardstock and getting some coloring medium. So if you have watercolors or distress inks, or maybe you have some cool like brush markers, alcohol markers, then just color, your white cardstock in that color. So I would have reached for, like purple watercolor paints and just done a huge like swatch of it on a piece of white cardstock, and then I could die cut that, use my dies to die cut and create my own die cuts in that color. So that's an option in case, you're struggling to find a certain color in your stash, which is funny because I guess I don't use a lot of purple in my crafting. If I do it, it's like pastel purple. I shy away from like bright, bold, like kind of violet purple. So I don't know. Let me know if that's something that you have noticed. Maybe in your stash you're like, I don't have a lot of this color, or I don't have a lot of that color. It's just one of those things that happens without you realizing it. Now, if you want to get into pocket letters, pocket mail, find yourself a pen pal. If you have any questions about this hobby, then head to the official Pocket Letters website, which is pocketletters.com. And there you can find my handy dandy free checklist. You just click on the link that says checklist and you can download that immediately. And in that checklist, you'll find links to other like helpful guides, other downloads. There's also like free printables included for you to like cut out and print and cut out and include in your layouts, as well as frequently answered questions and whatnot. It helps you to give you ideas for where to find pen pals and whatnot, all sorts there. So just head to pocketletters.com. So I'm almost done gluing everything down. I've glued the larger pieces first, and at the end I'm just kind of toying with some of the smaller die cuts, just adding them here and there throughout. Now the last thing I'm going to do is make sure that I can still fold my trading card insert into thirds, and I definitely can, but if I did end up mailing this to one of my pen pals, I probably would just mail it flat. I don't know, it'd just be easier to do that. So that's definitely an option. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it inspires you. It's a pretty easy layout to replicate. If you would like to see more of my crafty projects, then you can head to my Instagram account, which is Janette Lane Blog, and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching again. Take good care. I'll see you soon. Bye.